Hey up, Rock God 2004, back with another video for you. It's been a long time since I've done one of these. So because it's been so long, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out maybe 10 films what I've watched over the last few months, because normally it's like, you know, what I've watched this week, what I've watched this month. But it's been that long, I'm just going to pick out some of the stuff I've watched and let you know what I've thought of it. But before I do, I've had a record through the post. The packing leaves a lot to be desired. It's really light. It's just 2 pieces of cardboard taped together. Idiots. But this, I didn't know this existed. I found it by accident. I think I paid £12 for this. Everywhere else, it's like, it's knocking on 100. Didn't even know it existed. So I shall get my chopper out and give it a quick slice.
Matron! Matron!
Anyway, I've just cut it open a bit like that. Right, now this sleeve leaves a lot to be desired. It's not the original company sleeve. Look at the state of that. So this is a record by Kiss. I do have the UK 12-inch with the picture sleeve. Oh, Jesus wept. It's quite used. Wants a good clean. The side's actually better. Looks like somebody shat on it. This is French and it's red vinyl. And that's what I didn't know existed. But as it turns out, there's 4 different colours. This is how it was made for Loving You on 12-inch red vinyl French. It does have some marks, look. Scratches, light. That there, I think, is bilge and needs cleaning. But for what I paid for it, as long as it plays all right, it's not too scratchy or out and that. I can't see any deep scratches. I think that's bilge. I hope it is. The other side's Charisma, just the same as the UK one. But it's got a picture label like the Dynasty album. Over here it's just a Casablanca label. I'm not sure whether that's a scratch or muck. If it's muck, fair enough. I mean, I'm not doing anything. Do you know what? That might be a scratch, and if it is, it won't play probably. Don't normally do this, but you know, because it's so filthy, I don't suppose it matters. Yeah, it's a scratch. Very deep. So I might have to urgently try and play this. Hoist some boxes out of the way so I can get over there. And if it plays badly or jumps her out, fucker's going back. I knew it was too good to be true. We just have a couple of negatives, but I thought, you know what, it's only like 10, 12 quid, whatever. We'll give it a go. I hope it's alright, because I would like to keep this and find like a Casablanca sleeve for it, rather than this. But like I say, you did have negatives. It was a risk. But it's, yeah, first time I've ever seen it before. I was made for Loving You on red vinyl. I've since found out that the French version you could also get on green, blue, and yellow. They're a lot more expensive. But yeah, I'll keep you posted. for anybody who's interested. And I shall now let you know what a few films that I've watched, what I thought of them. I'll start with one that I actually saw at the cinema. We went to see the Jason Statham film, The Beekeeper. I wasn't expecting a great deal from it, but I tell you what, I had an absolute blast. I loved it. Put it this way, if it gets a 4K release, I'm having it. I had an absolute ball. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. It's very much in the same vein as John Wick type of thing. But I think John Wick seems a lot darker. So this is more like, I'm not talking, it's not like as in cheesy, corny like Commando. It is a serious film, but it's over the top, and the action is like sort of John Wick. It's got a fantastic story. And somebody said to me, does he actually keep bees? I was like, yeah, he does. Really? Yeah. Oh, that was just a name. I said, well, there is a reason that he's called the Beekeeper, but yes, he does keep bees. It starts off where he's living with this older lady, and I recognise her straight away. She has age. Like, do you know, did you used to watch The Cosby Show? It's the woman who used to play Bill Cosby's wife. She's got this like big, it's like sort of a farmhouse type of thing, and he's living, I don't know if he's living in the house, but he's always in this shed, and he's like a sort of a handyman and stuff. And there's all these bees that he's keeping. He keeps making honey, and he brings it into the house and stuff. And somebody comes looking for him. I can't remember who it was now, because it was a few weeks ago when I seen this. She does. Oh, that's right. She does go. She gets a phone call, and she goes on the internet. She gets what she thinks is scammed. Anyway, something does happen. She was right. She was scammed. And it shows you behind the scenes, like the people that were doing it. It's not like a couple of people sat in a room type of thing, like you or me would be sat here like on the phone doing it. It's like this big room. It's like a corporate thing. And they're just scamming and scamming. That's their business. And there's other things happen. I won't spoil it. You need to see this film. But yeah, he's not happy. Let's just say that. And he's like, how John Wick is like so highly trained, and everybody's like, wow. I suppose it's like a continuation and an exaggeration of Rambo in a way, I suppose, because like, you know, like nobody can beat them type of thing. It's another one of them. So he's on the warpath. And somebody comes and destroys his bees and honey. But he seems to sort of get that side of things sorted anyway, and carries on making honey. And it was another great day of saving the bees.
And it was another great day of saving the bees. And it was another great day of saving the bees. And it was another great day of saving the bees. The bees, 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 bees.
But I would give it somewhere between an 8 and a 9 out of 10 because I enjoyed it that much. Absolutely amazing film. The Beekeeper. Go see it. Right, I'm doing these in no particular order because, like I say, this is months. So some of these go back as far as December. Possibly a little bit earlier, I can't remember. But this one, I only watched this, was it last week or the week before, for about the 100th time. I can't stress how much I love this film and how good it is. This is a TV film in 2 parts, and it's 3 hours long. In fact, it's over 3 hours long. And my God, the acting and the cast in this is fantastic. Jack the Ripper with Michael Caine and Lewis Collins and Jane Seymour. This, by far, for me, is the greatest Jack the Ripper thing that's ever been made. Until I watched this, I never rated Michael Caine as an actor. It's this film that totally changed my opinion on him. And there's another one of his coming up, which we'll get to in a bit. Because I always thought he was just so wooden, and like, how the hell did he get it? My dad didn't like him either. So part of it probably has stemmed from that, because he used to moan about him. But even he, when he watched this, was the same. He was like, I've never seen him act like that, and he was impressed. My dad loved this as well. When this was originally on the telly in 1988, it was him I watched it with. Me and him watched the 2 parts together when it was on the telly. It's fantastic. There was a book came out as well, and I did have the book. I never read it. It was brand new as well. Don't have it anymore. It basically goes through the Ripper murders, explaining each one, reenacting quite a lot of it. And then when it gets towards the end, when it gets to the end, keep watching it. Watch all the titles, because there's a little bit at the end. And it actually says, like, the true identity of Jack the Ripper was never proven or never released. But these have said, after extensive research, they believe what they have filmed, that their conclusions are true. And after watching it, so do I. I don't care what anybody says. I get a lot of people saying to me, like, nah, what a load of crap, it was so-and-so. Lovely. You believe that. I do believe this. It makes a lot of sense. The book had 3 different endings. I remember that, even though I didn't read it. I don't know who the other 2 were who they picked in the book. But it was to tie in with this, and it had like a sort of a similar image on the front. But the one that they filmed is the one that they think is true. And I totally agree after watching this. This is a 2-disc set, the Blu-ray. If I were you, I would get this fast, because it's a network edition. Not only was this popular anyway, but you ain't going to get this now unless it's in stock from somewhere. I can't recommend this enough. If you're ever on the fence of getting this, yeah, I'll get it one day. Get it quick, because it ain't going to be around for long. You get 2 discs. Disc 1 is how it was originally screened on the telly, so you get the 2 halves separate. That is how I like to watch it, because something very important happens at the end of part 1, and then you see it to be continued, and then you get the titles, and then you can watch part 2 straight after, and it gives you the recap and little bits of dialogue that you don't hear unless you watch that part, and I just like all that. On disc 2, it's the opportunity to just put the disc in, you press play, and it plays the entire thing all in one go. That's the version I watched the other night. The one that was just the full film. I thought it was the TV one that I was putting in. Once it started, I thought, I can't bother changing the disc, so I just watched it. You're not missing much. If it irritates you that much when you watch these telly things and you skip past them, watch the film one. I like it that much, I watch them both anyway. It doesn't matter which one you watch. You don't get anything missing. Just apart from those little snippets, you know, shows you what happened last time, and you might get a slightly little different. You get another intro, which is different, that you don't get for part 2. So it's just like, I'm a stickler for stuff like that. The cast in this is phenomenal. You get Michael Caine, Lewis Collins and Jane Seymour. But then you also get like Susan George, Ray McAnally. Oh, what do they call him? Is he French or something? He sounds it. Will I find his name? Armand Asante. And this guy who plays the clairvoyant as well. I don't know that actor's name. I can't remember his name. But there's an actor called Ken Bones. I know that name as well. I can't think who he is. It's just such a brilliant, brilliant film, and the cast in it is absolutely phenomenal. This is one of my favourite, possibly my favourite made-for-TV films of all time. It's way up there with Salem's Lot. In fact, I might like this better. I would give this a solid 10 out of 10. Absolutely no worries at all. Get this if you want it. It's on network. It's not going to be around forever. And they've cleaned this up absolutely fantastic. The picture quality on this is beautiful. So that is the full 3 hours and 5 or 10 minute uncut version. Jack the Ripper. This one I only just got this year, so this is a fairly recent one. I did do an unboxing of this one, I think, as well. I'd never seen it before. It's a Vincent Price film. There's also a video on Nasty with the same name, and every time I used to look for that when I didn't have it, I used to see this as well. Think, what the hell is this? This doesn't have a slip. I don't know if it ever did, but this is a Kino Lorber, my favourite release. Madhouse. Vincent Price is an actor. He makes horror films. I know you know that, but I'm on about this is the character he plays in the film. And he's at this party. I think it's like a launch sort of party for the film or whatever it is. Because they're watching bits of his films as well. And he's got this young lass with him. It turns out it's his fiancée. He has to marry him, and everybody's looking at us and say, yeah, right, no, she doesn't want him for his money type of thing. Anyway, she gets brutally murdered. Vincent Price sort of like goes over the edge, and he gets took away to like a mental institution type of thing. Anyway, when he comes out, he seems all fine and dandy. And then somebody starts killing people dressed up like that Vincent Price character there. They're obviously trying to frame him. I think I guessed it right, but I can't remember now. I think I did. But then even though when you do, you're like, is it him or is it her? You don't know, because there's a couple of red herrings thrown in, and you're like, is it? It's quite often I get these wrong, but I'm sure in this case I did. But it took a long time for me to get it. I didn't get it straight away. But you do find out who the killer is and why they're doing it. And I had an absolute blast with this. I loved it. I thought it was a great film. You can tell this is American because in America it's only a PG. There's no way in hell this would be a PG over here. It would probably be about 15, I reckon. At the time, when it came out, it will have been an X. I know it will. Another exciting disc from Kino Lorber with a big KL on what you know they are. We know you are. Do you know what's not their releases as a rule that I don't like? Because when they remaster something, bring stuff out, I love it. They do some great releases, and they do some really nice slips, lovely artwork. It's the company themselves. The fact that when I told them about Dress to Kill, they just totally ignored me. I can't be done with that. And the transfer to Dress to Kill was not great, but there you go. But this looks great. This looks fantastic. I will be honest. Madhouse, I would probably give this 7.5 or 8 out of 10. Great film, great Vincent Price film. Really enjoyed it. Madhouse. This one was sent to me by my very good friend Delboy. I'll leave a link below for Delboy's channel. He does weekly blogs and stuff. He touches on all sorts of stuff. He touches on the news, what he's bought, what films he likes. He does stuff like retro, computer games and consoles and stuff. He's actually one of the very few people who I can sit and watch like a 2 to 3 hour video. There's always like bits in it that like you can pick out. He also gives shouts out to people, me included. That's not the reason I watch it, but you know, he gives shouts out to people like if he's done a live stream with you, or if he's watched your stuff, he will plug your channel. He's done that quite a lot. So yeah, thanks for that, Delboy. It's very much appreciated. So yeah, go over, give him a like, a sub, or whatever you want to call it, and watch some of his stuff. He's a very generous fella. So he sent me this one. He knew I wanted to see it. There was a limited edition set of this, and I missed out on it, and I've been trying to get it for ages. However, this has been a godsend. I'll tell you why in a sec. This is Revenge. This is the, I was going to say 88 there. I don't mean 88. Second Sight. I'm going to forget them. This is the Second Sight release. So the box set to this was like a hard-out box. I think you got a booklet, possibly art cards, I don't know. I did enjoy this, but it wasn't the film I thought it was going to be. So I'm more than happy with this. It's obviously a revenge film. What you imagine happens to her, without me saying it, does, in a really awful way, especially how it ends up. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, but my God, yeah, she's after blood. There's something happens in it, and you're thinking, why is this called Revenge? Because there's no way in hell she's alive, or she is. She goes through some shit, this poor lass. But it is a really, really good film. I did enjoy it. I saw a trailer for a film, and it showed you... I'm hoping somebody tells me what this is in the comments. It shows you like a man and a girl, like a couple. They're like having a picnic somewhere, mind their own business. And these two anuses come towards them, and apparently they're not very nice to them. I think that's an Australian film. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is. That's the film that I thought this was. I think this is a French director. Yeah, it is, because I watched some of the extras. Oh, God, he's annoying. I didn't like him. I'm not going to give too much away with this. A lot of users probably already seen this. It's definitely worth getting, or worth watching. Is it rewatchable? Yes, it is rewatchable, and I will watch it again. But it's not one I would watch regularly. You know, it's a very good film. It's not a brilliant film, but I still really do like it. I do enjoy it. And just because I've said that, I think Delboy thinks that, like, not the fact that I'm being ungrateful, because I'm not at all. I think he just thinks that because I haven't said, oh, it's amazing, brilliant, he thinks I think it's crap. No. And he goes, oh, well, I'll send you something that you will like. I went, I do like this. If you don't think it's an absolutely brilliantly perfect film, he thinks you don't like it, he thinks he's done wrong, I could punch his smug face for him. I like it. You've done good. Shut your face. In fact, he's done me a favour, like I said, by sending me this one. Because I think I'd have been annoyed if I'd have spent the extra to get the extra set on the second-hand market. Because it's not one that I would, like, be really that bothered about, the old singing, dancing set. I am more than happy with this. It's not like I'm thinking, that's shit, I'm going to get rid of it. Not at all. But it's like you don't get anything extra. You get the film and that's it. It's all you need. It's not my favourite film. It's not one of my favourite films. I don't need the booklet and the poster and stuff. What would I give this? I'd give this a 7.5 out of 10. Really good film. The revenge part's amazing. You're a bit unsure at the ending because you think, no, but it ends all right. You're all right. So yeah, that's the Second Sight release of Revenge. If you haven't got it, this one will do you, I reckon. Really good film. Revenge. This next one, I think I got this one over Christmas when maybe in the run up to Christmas. You know, when you see things get results and get results.
What a bell end!
Reduced. Prick. In like the Black Friday sale-y thing type of thing. It happens over the week or whatever. I'm sure it's the Black Friday sales. I jumped on this. I got this. This was less than a tenner, I think. And it's normally about 15, 16 quid. This is I love these. The Old Faithful Amicus anthology film. I love this. This is Dr. Terror's House of Horrors. Artwork on this done by the absolute genius, the absolutely brilliant Graham Humphreys. And he called him Jeffrey then. He's the guy who did the original Evil Dead UK video artwork and quad poster. He's done loads of stuff. For me, his portraits, although they're not over sort of done, they look quite simplistic in a way. It's not even like a vague likeness, it's the absolute spit of them, and it's the same whoever he does. He's amazing. I love this guy's artwork. So this anthology, if you're thinking which one's that, this is the one where people say, is this the one that takes place on the train? Yes, this is the one that's on the train. Peter Cushing, he's Dr. Terror. He's got these tarot cards. And he walks into this. It starts off with one person in this train cab, and then another one comes in. Like you'll see Roy Castle come in, Donald Sutherland comes in, this fella who I don't know his name comes in, and I think there might be another one, and they all sat together. And he comes in last, and he starts going on about whatever's in his bag, and he gets these tarot cards out, and they all start mocking him, and he goes, "Well, if you're not scared, why don't you? I'll read your future." They go, "What a load of crap." Christopher Lee, that's the other one. No, I'm not doing that. I don't believe in all about it. And I'll have a go. What do I do? So he goes like, we tap on the cards, and he picks out the cards. And what he reads is going to be their future. That's the first story. That's how it leads into it. So when that one finishes, somebody else goes like, "Oh, well, I'll have a go," and then he gets his story type of thing. I loved it. I don't know how this is a PG. Again, when it first come out, it was an X. I know times change, but bloody hell. For me, this should have been at least a 12, possibly a 15. This scared the bejesus out of me when I watched it on the telly when I was a kid. PG's, I don't think, like I said, things have progressed, but PG? No, I don't think so. This is absolutely fantastic. This is a really nice edition. It's a shame that this is released by Fabulous. It's a shame they didn't do a slip with this, because you do get a nice little booklet with the Graham Humphreys artwork on. The US lobby card there. And even over there, it was well, it's too old-fashioned to find out. I thought it might have been a rated R. There's another American poster. There's good old Peter Cushing. I absolutely love him. What an actor. What a gentleman. What a gentle soul. Yeah, that's them all. That's a lobby card. That's them all sat in the train. This is such an enjoyable film. It really is. I'm not going to really go into the stories because I don't want to spoil it for you. But the first one involves a plant. Starts growing around the house and stuff. Yeah, you know where I'm going. This is why I don't want to tell you what the others are, because they're too obvious. And then you get a poster. See what I mean? You get a poster and you get a booklet, but no slip. It's bizarre. Now, this is a two-sided poster, but it is the same image. The only difference is one side you get the title on like that and the credits at the bottom. It's still that lovely Graham Humphreys artwork. And on the other side, it's exactly the same poster, but with no text on it. So that is a really nice addition. Especially for like an Amicus film on Blu-ray, because like you don't normally get stuff like this. That's what I'm saying. It was just such a shame. They've gone to all that effort to do that, and they didn't even give you a slip. Weird. 8 out of 10. Loved it. Brilliant film. Anthology. Highly recommended. Dr. Terror's House of Horrors. This next one was sent to me by my very good friend Carlos. Carlos is another very generous guy. Very, 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 very gentle person to talk to as well. He's such a lovely fella. He is a big Clint Eastwood fan. So on YouTube, he is. I think his channel's called Clint Eastwood for Life. I'll leave a link below to Carlos's channel as well, with Delboys. He does a lot of reviews, and I've told him this. The only thing that I find wrong with his channel is he's off camera. You don't see his beautiful face like you see mine. He's like got it turned away pointing, and that puts me off. Sort it, Carlos. Get your face on there. People like to see you. I'm telling you, even if you don't look as gorgeous as me. So he knows what a huge Jaws fan I am, and he, God bless him, he sent me a Japanese movie program for Jaws 2. And he also he got me a Jaws magazine with it, and they're absolutely stunning. Then out of the blue, I think I got another thing. I thought, what the hell is this? It was like a tall thing with Blu-ray with a film in. So when I took it out, it got me the original Jaws movie program, Japanese, which I did show in a previous video. And he also got me this film. He kept it Jaws related. It's Roy Scheider, and I'd never heard of this, called The 7-Ups. It's kind of, you know, a grimy cop thriller in New York, that kind of thing, you know, like French Connection type of thing. I think it's as violent as the French Connection, but my God, really good film. Really good film. There's a group of these like elite cops, and they're called the 7-Ups, and I think one of them gets murdered, if I remember rightly. So they're on the hunt. Roy Scheider's phenomenal in it, and there was a couple of other cast members I did recognise, but I don't think I recognise their names. You know, you see these people in loads of different films, you think, oh, I know them. It was like that kind of thing. But yeah, this was a great film. No, I'll tell you what was in it. I think it's in the big... If you've seen Stallone's Lock Up, where he gets wrongly imprisoned, he's the big guy who plays like... He's a prisoner, but he plays the car mechanic. And there's a bit where he's playing the game, like the rugby game, and he's getting absolutely hammered by the big Indian guy. And you see this car mechanic, he's at the side waiting to get in there, and rushes in, and he's like, helps him out type of thing. It's him. He's in this. I'm sure it's him. It's only a tiny photo, so I can't really see. But I'm pretty sure I remembered seeing him going, that's him out of Lockup. I love him. I haven't seen him much, but I think he's such a lovely fella, great actor. I'm sure it's him as well, you know. If it's not him, he looks like him. You know the copper in Trading Places? Strip your shit for tell you a new asshole. Might be him. I can't swear to it, but it looks like him if it's not. But, I mean, this is from the producer of Bullet and the French Connection. There you go. So that's why it's like that kind of thing. tough New York detective Buddy Manucci, which is Roy Scheider, is the leader of an elite squad of ruthlessly efficient renegade policemen known as the Seven-Ups. After an operation goes wrong and one of their own is killed, Buddy and his men wage war on those responsible. So, yes, Carlos was correct. I did enjoy this. Was it as good as Jaws? Does the Pope shit in the woods? Yes, I said that deliberate. I know. Yes, I will rewatch it again. Really good film. I would give this probably a 6.5, 7 out of 10. To some people that might sound low, but it really isn't. It's just I've got to think like, you know, I can't give everything a 9 out of 10 or an 8. Thinking about it, I think I enjoyed this probably. No, I'll keep it as it is. I think I actually did like Revenge a bit better, just a bit. I was going to put them on the same. It's just that with this being a 70s one, there's parts in it were just a little tiny bit slow. Not enough to make you think, oh. But you got to stay with it because it's definitely well worth it. The 7-Ups. This one, I only got this one not so long ago as well, but this one was also very, very generously sent to me by Carlos. I nearly dropped this when I opened it because I was like, what the hell? I'd never seen it before, but I do collect a lot of these. I don't have everything they've released, otherwise I'd be getting The Exorcist 2. But yeah. This is a film I've always been intrigued about, but I've just thought, it sounds daft. The title, what it is, you'll understand why I thought it. This is the remake of The Blob. This is the Scream Factory edition, complete with the slipcover. How cool's that? A Scream Factory with a slipcover sent to me? Wow. It never happens. It never happens. And it's one that's out of print as well. So I was like, wow. Blew me away. So Scott messaged me and said to me, I'd like to watch The Blob with you. I was like, yeah, all right, we'll watch it together. Basically, we did what we do for a watch along, but it didn't go out live. We just watched it together, and like, so we knew what each other thought of it. I absolutely loved it. It is absolutely fantastic, this film. The gore in it is like, oh. And I thought, yeah, what's going to be so good about the dirty, great big pink blob going all over the place? Oh, this film is so good. It's got Kevin Dillon and Matt Dillon's brother. And Shawnee Smith from Saw, who plays Amanda. She used to be stunning, as you can see there. She hasn't aged bad, actually. I must admit, she's still bonny. But back in the day, she was a little hottie. But there you go. Most of you have seen this. I don't really want to go into much of the plot because I think it speaks for itself. It's a killer blob thing. It starts off this. If I remember right, is it a meteor comes and lands? And I thought this looks a bit like the beginning of the Georgie Verrill story from Creepshow. And this shit oozes out type of thing, and that's what it is. That's just putting it plainly. I'm not going to go into the ins and outs. Oh, but there's like some right dodgy people in this, and you go, you scumbag. And you know that they're going to come into it. You know, the men in the white coats with the helmets on and all that. They always have to come into it, don't they? The secret agents and stuff. And some right creeps. That put me off as well, because that's the original artwork. I mean, what the hell? Not exactly selling it. I'll take the note out that he sent me, because it's private. There's the disc with the reversible artwork, which is the same as the slipcover. But yeah, this was far, far better than I expected it to be. Because I thought this was going to be an absolute pile of bilge. Honestly, blew me away. I think it's good, though, when you expect a film to be absolute garbage. And it's quite the opposite. I think it sort of amplifies how much you enjoyed it, which is not a bad thing. Is this rewatchable? Absolutely, multiple times, definitely. Yeah. This is one of the ones that if I'd have bought from Scream Factory at the time on a blind buy, I would have been very happy with it. But because of what it is, it's like the Blob. What's so good about a Blob? Put me off. I've never seen the original with Steve McQueen. I now want to see it because of this. I know it's not going to be as good, but I want to watch it. I want to watch it, you know, for its own merit. Someone's telling me there's a nice edition of the original out there somewhere. I don't know if it's got a slip, but I'm sure I've seen a nice one. And I've ummed and ahed about it, thinking, the Blob. But people rave about it. But now I've seen this, I kind of get it. I would give this 8 out of 10, definitely. So that is the remake of this beautiful Scream Factory edition with slip of the remake of the Blob. This next one I bought myself this year. This is a film that I didn't think was going to come out on 4K. When it got announced, I was ecstatic. And then when I seen the release over here, I was like, Steelbook only. I don't want the Steelbook. And I certainly wasn't bothered about the Steelbook that they released over here. Don't get me wrong, it looks lovely. But I like the original cinema artwork type of thing whenever possible. So I ordered the American one, which when it turned up, thank God, it was what I wanted. It had the slip. This is the absolutely underrated, fantastic Footloose. Look at that. That's nice. That's nicer than the Steelbook. So the Steelbook over here, they've made it look like a Walkman and jazzed it all up with like bright pink and blue colours and stuff. And you open it and it's supposed to look like you've opened the Walkman and your film's inside. I'd still rather have this. If this wasn't out, yes, I would have got it. But I much would have rather have had this. Laurie Singer there from Fame, which we all used to watch in the 80s. Kevin Bacon looks like he had his finger in an electricity socket. And you get the Blu-ray, the 4K, and a digital download. I think over here you just get the 2 discs, possibly use the 4K. It seems to be a trend that Paramount do. You always seem to get more in the American ones for some reason. And at least you do get the opportunity, the option to buy the standard version with the slip. If you've not seen this, my God, are you missing out. If you like Grease, yeah, you like this. It's like a more of an adult version, up-to-date version, though. They don't sing in this. This is about a town that banned dancing and music. It's like illegal, unless it's classical, but like popular modern music. Kevin Bacon moves to this town with his mum, moving with her family. I think his dad passed away, so they move to be with the family, and they're not happy there. Like his mum's sister's husband's a bit of a knob. The kids are a pain. I mean, he gets on with them, but they're under his feet. And he goes to school and he meets these people. You see, Chris Penn's in it. He's brilliant in it, Chris Penn. And he meets Laurie Singer, and you can tell he fancies her and stuff. And Laurie Singer's dad is the town's priest, pastor, whatever you want to call him. And he's the one, I think, who's like dead against the dancing and the singing and all that. There's a reason for it, which you find out later. So they want to organise a dance without anybody finding out. So they try to, and it's the usual 80s stuff, you know, where the school bullies go for him and stuff like that. But it's such a good film. I love this film. I've had a lot of bad reports about the transfer on as well, saying it was absolutely horrendous. Thankfully for me personally, I didn't find it that bad at all. It did seem sharper, which I was really glad about. The picture quality was really good, not brilliant. I think the main thing, the colours weren't really vivid. When you're watching a 4K, you expect, the blues and the reds to really pop out, and they don't. It was a bit lackluster. I'm still glad I got it. But yeah, they could have done a better job. I don't know. I mean, I was talking to Keith from Euphoria Pictures about this particular film. I'll leave a link below to Keith's channel. He's got some amazing stuff. You need to go and see him if you haven't. In fact, you probably all know, you've been following for years anyway. And he was saying he reckons it could be the actual material that they've got. They've done the best they can with whatever elements of the film that they've got. It's possible, but I've seen older films that look a lot better. It doesn't make sense. I don't think it looks bad. I just don't think it looks great. But for me, because I love the film so much, it was worth getting. But if you've not seen it, God, you're in for a damn fine time with this. It's so good. I would give this 8 out of 10. I love it. Footloose. This next one is a box set with 3 films in, and I got this after I'd pre-ordered this, and I had to cancel my pre-order because I couldn't afford it. I was gutted. And then when I finally had the money for it, it was also in the Amazon Black Christmas-y thing. Black Christmas?
Big bulbous
Bell End.
Black Friday thing. And I was like, oh my God, bang, having that. I got the last one. This is the Ginger Snaps trilogy on second sight. I was over the moon to get this. I seen these films once it'll have been around about sort of 2005 or 6. And I do remember really enjoying them, but I couldn't remember anything about them. And you know what? Every one of them, all 3 of them, I loved them. Such good films. The first one's the best. But I had an absolute blast with them. These, if you don't know, are kind of werewolf films. That's Emily... God, I am getting worse with names, I tell you. What do they call her? It's Emily something. Of course, now I'm looking, it's not telling me the names on the back of the credity things. She plays Beverly Marsh in the TV version of it, the original, the Tim Curry one, and she's been in loads of stuff. You'd know her face. I've never known her name actually. This is a lovely set. Look at that. These are Blu-ray, not 4K, by the way, just in case. And you get all 3. 1, 2, and 3. The third one, which is called Ginger Snaps Back, the beginning, obviously sounds like, and it is a prequel, but it's set in, is it 18 or 1900s type, that type of setting, Victorian looking. Amazing book. Second sight, I swear to God, you can't fault them. Even the films that you think, God, that film's garbage, they just do absolute justice to them. And you get some lovely art cards as well. I'm not going to open it all because I've done that in a video when I first got it. So I watched the first one night and I enjoyed it that much. I can't. Did I watch it straight afterwards, or did I watch it the following night? And then I waited a few days and watched the third one, and I swear to God, these films are really, really, they're just so good. Especially for werewolf films, they're different. They're not your standard, walking along the woods and there's more to it. There's more to the story. Not my favourite werewolf films. They're no American Werewolf in London. And I do like Dog Soldiers better as well. But take nothing away from them. I like these far better than... Well, I mean, I've only watched it once, but I saw the Christina Ricci one that Wes Craven made, Cursed. I like these better. From what I remembered. These were far better. I would give these a 7.5 out of 10. And I'm not going to say just for the first one and rate them individual, because you got to watch them all, because they do follow on. 1 and 2 follow on. And then the first one shows you how it became what it is. And I thought, what a strange name for a film, though, Ginger Snaps. I don't know why it's called Snaps, but Ginger is her character name. They're sisters. And Ginger is her older sister. Well worth getting if it's still available. Or if you've got it and you haven't watched them yet, get them watched. Well worth watching. The Ginger Snaps trilogy. And the last one, I got this for Christmas. I got this off another very good friend of mine, Sammy G. Good old Sam. Stinging and a minging in that area. Sam has actually started his channel about bloody time. And it's took right off. He's took to it like a duck to water. I said he would. I said, you get 1 or 2 out the way, you'll be off. And he is. I'll leave a link below to Sam's channel as well. Go watch some of his videos. He does unboxings and his collection and stuff like that. He's going to start and do his records if he hasn't already. Give him a sub, because he's only on 100 and something. Having said that, I'm saying he's only on 100 and something. He's reached over 100 a lot faster than I did. He was only going a week and he had 100 or more, and I was like, wow, that's impressive. He's a good lad. He's such a gentle soul, and he's one of the most generous people. So I'd give him some Video Nasty doubles that I had on Blu-ray. It was when I got Anthropophagus and Absurd and The Devil Hunter and Cannibal Terror. So I got all the English ones, and I had two of them were English and one of them was American, with 2 on 1 disc on Severin. So I gave him them because I thought he likes his Video Nasties. He's starting to collect them, so I thought I'll give him. He can have them. And Silly Bugger went and bought me a Christmas present, didn't he? I didn't do it for that. Anyway, he got me this beautiful edition, and I'd never ever seen this film. And this is the other Michael Caine one I was getting at. Get Carter. He told me he wanted to get me the 4K box set, but when he went, it had sold out. So he got me the Blu-ray box. It's exactly the same, except it's Blu-ray, not 4K. I wasn't bothered. I was blown away. So when I watched this, wow! Did not expect this. What a film. Loved it. It's nice to see. Sort of 90s, 60s, this. No, 1971. It's nice to see really early 70s Newcastle. It's filmed at Newcastle and Gateshead. It's scary how much things have changed in such a relatively short space of time, really. Wow. All the old cars, and you could move. You could walk across the road without 10 cars trying to hit you. Strange. And the car park, which I used to see all the time as you're going over the Tyne Bridge, if you're coming back from Newcastle. So you're coming back out of Newcastle over the Tyne Bridge. If you looked up, there used to be a car park there behind the houses, and they knocked it down and built more houses. I remember the car park being there. There's a scene filmed in that car park. If you've seen this, it's the scene with the guy who plays Alf Roberts in Coronation Street. Yeah, that one. That's the car park in Newcastle. It's gone, unfortunately. there's no need to talk about this film so much because I think most people have seen it, but just watching him at the beginning on the train coming up north from south, because he's like a gangster looking for somebody for a good reason, and all the way through the film, it's like, wow, this is unreal. I didn't know it was like such a violent film. I was thinking, why is it an 18? I thought it was going to be like a 15 or something. The ending to this, Jesus Christ, I'm not going to tell you, but my God, it's one of them where you're watching it, when it happens you go, oh, no! Weird. Oh my God, what a film. Absolutely fantastic. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. You did good, Sammy G. You did good, mate. I would definitely give this a 9 out of 10. I could watch it again now. In fact, I might do. I'll give you a quick look at what's in this set. I just can't remember whether I actually went into great depth when I showed this. So you get our cards. God, there's, is it Henry? Is it Ian Henry they call him? You get the film on Blu-ray. And then you get an extras disc. Art cards. Yeah, I'll give it a quick flash.
That's what she said.
I've got a knotty nose today. Hey, God, that's the beginning. He walks in this. Look at that. Look at the deck. How old that looks when you when you think people, oh, man, pubs used to look like that and it was normal. Wow. There we are. That's the Alf Roberts dude. You see how the high up there on that car park I was talking about. It's such a shame that it's gone because, like, it was like one of the landmarks, especially to the film. You just knew about it. George Thingy, I can't remember his name, and that dude there, I recognised him straight away with the blonde hair. He is the nutter in When a Stranger Calls. Have you checked the children? It's him. I hate him. He's horrible. And that's it. You just get the 4. I thought it was 5 or 6 actually. So that's the art card you get. Even the Blu-ray on this looks phenomenal. The picture quality is unreal. So I can only imagine what the 4K looks like. If you get the chance to get it, get it. Another really thick booklet. Michael Caine is absolutely fantastic in this. I'm actually, I'm so glad he made Jack the Ripper, so that I can actually think he's a brilliant actor. What's that film when he's older? Where he's the old guy in it. It's got like a target on the cover. It's like it's like the modern thug stabbing in the streets of that. Harry Brown. Oh God, that is brutal. That film. He's amazing in that as well. That's Too Close for Comfort. I'm not going to show you too much because I've just seen. If I do, there's a spoiler. Plus, you don't need to see it. If you want to see through the book, go and get it. I was going to show you some. There he is. That's him out of When a Stranger Calls again. You can see it in there. But he's dyed his hair blonde. He must always get the horrible, creepy prick parts because that's all I've ever seen him do. And then you get a poster. Nice, thick card poster it is as well. So you get that new artwork. Back in cinemas, I didn't realise. Oh, wow, look at that. And then you get the original 1971 UK quad poster on the other side. That is stunning. I love it when they do things like that. That is such a nice poster. Oh, Britt Eklund's in it as well. I forgot about that. Britt Eklund. I can't recommend this film enough. It's fantastic. It's one of those, like, now I've watched it, I'm thinking, like, why the hell have I waited 50 odd years to watch this? Amazing. Highly recommended. If you haven't seen it like me, go and get it. Get Carter. So that's it. That's your lot. I hope I haven't bored you too much, because this is going to be another long video, I can tell. Yeah, I'll keep you updated on that Kiss record. I hope you enjoyed the little sort of mini reviews. I've done that mainly because I keep getting asked, like, are you not doing a what I've watched lately thing? So I thought, do you know what? I'll do one. There you go. There's a reason I haven't done. I've only just found this out. There's a reason I aren't doing Section 2, Part 2 video nasties yet. I'm waiting. I might be getting one of the two that I don't have. I've got my eye on it. So I'd rather wait and see if I get that. So at least I can watch it and tell you and show you it. If I can get this one, I can get the other one as well, so that at least I'll have a complete Part 2 with all 10 films in, because there's 2 I don't have at the minute. So I know I've said it'll be the next video I've done it. I've said that the last couple, so please bear with me, because I think it'll be worth it. I'd rather wait and have the films so I can tell you about them and with the worth getting type of thing. So yes, there you go. I've done this one to kind of like tide myself over as well. So I hope you enjoyed this. Sorry if I've bored you. Thank you very much for sticking with it, and thank you very much for watching, all 2 of you. I really do appreciate it. And thank you very much for subscribing, all of you who have. It's very, very much appreciated as well. Thank you for your continued support. Love it. Thank you very much indeed. And I'll see you very soon on the next video. And until then, you all take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon. Ta-ta.